Hi Sagittarius, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot, and this month I'm switching things up a little bit in terms of the spread I'm using. I'm doing a 3-card spread that the first position looks at what's important for you this month. The second position looks at what you should sort of set aside or let go of this month, and then the final position looks at additional considerations for the month. I'm also drawing from the Animal Spirit deck as just sort of like a side oracle card, and so the illustrations are really great on that, and it's a pretty popular deck, so I hope you like that as well. So to start with what's important for you now, you drew the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is all about the unexpected and what we kind of can't control. As you can see, here's this sort of like a scholarly like type woman, and the symbols for the different astrological signs and sort of like the clouds, and it's just things are happening beyond our control. It can be about luck. Typically it's, even though the Wheel of Fortune could imply that there's some bad things coming up, it tends to be associated with luck and good things and things, just like good luck essentially. But good luck that, or good things that are happening that are more of by chance rather than us laying a solid foundation for something and working hard for it and then reaping the benefits of that. Like, that's a good thing that's because of our own actions, whereas the Wheel of Fortune kind of is about the unknown things that just sort of happen sometimes. So in your position of what's important now, it's perhaps taking the time to let go a little bit and respect the kinds of things that can happen in our lives that are just lucky sometimes. To maybe be able to not feel like too much of a control freak by doing that, because sometimes it is hard. We do our best and then we do have to just give up certain things to chance. But luckily, because it's the Wheel of Fortune, the chance is a very good chance. So the surrender should be less painful than something where you're giving it up and, you know, maybe there's a lot more chance for something to not go as well. Like here, the cards are saying that you're protected and it's important for you to focus on the good stuff that's coming your way. Related, for your for what you need to set aside this month, you pulled the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is actually, it goes very well in this reading with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is about things that kind of can't be controlled but that are good things, and the Hanged Man is about suspension. Also, there's a lack of control there, but it's also about waiting. And waiting in an uncomfortable position, because in this particular deck, the person who's waiting is in more of a circus-like type of suspension for the Hanged Man, which is a fun interpretation. But in the traditional Smith Rider-Waite deck, it's a guy who's hanging almost from like a quite, I'm forgetting the name of what it's called, but back in the day when you actually hung someone to die, which the card is not quite that serious, but it is about an uncomfortable suspension and a waiting time when things are kind of out of our control. So in the position of this reading for setting aside for now, you really just have to give up some control and sort of just let the Wheel of Fortune turn and take its place this month and land wherever it's going to land for you. But it's going to be a good place. So relax is the message here. As for what to take into consideration, sorry, a little bit outside noise, you pulled the King of Cups. Which is about emotional control. It's about kind of being the master of your own feelings and respecting the feelings you have. Like, perhaps you're very stressed out to have to be waiting this month in a way that isn't really what you want to be doing. Maybe you'd prefer to be in more of an active kind of like Knight of Wands energy where you're taking off and like getting things done to get to where you want to be in your life. But it's just not the case this month. It's going to be a little bit slower pace. There's going to be patience involved, but and emotional control, right? Because the King of Cups is just all about being a quiet leader and my cat, a quiet leader in the emotional realm with yourself as well as with others. So another consideration could be that you're being called on this month to be the King of Cups to other people. Perhaps there are those in your lives who need you to kind of be the calmer, almost more mature person in whatever situations that you're going through right now, and sort of lead with empathy, if you will. Okay, and so your animal spirit message from the Kim Krans stock is unicorn. Just to show you also, like, the backing on these cards is sort of this like fun like snakeskin. Anyway, so the unicorn is in, so she has different, I don't want to look things up while I'm recording because it's not fun for you as the watcher, so I apologize for looking down there for a second, but this particular suit that the unicorn is in the spirit suit. So it's obviously it's a unicorn. It's separate from a lot of the other animals, which are sort of like land, sky, water, that kind of stuff. Unicorn is in this suit that's more about like deities and the divine and things that are unknown, because obviously unicorn is a mythical being. And so your animal spirit message for the month would then be to kind of, and again, like it's a very, all of these cards I feel like there's not sort of, sometimes there can be a bump in a reading where it takes me a little bit longer to be like, how does this tie in with the rest of what's going on with you? But I feel like in kind of like every little step of this reading, it's really about kind of believing in things that are a little bit harder to believe in, like chance, and like just sort of waiting and being patient and accepting that you can't control everything. And so the unicorn is a fitting card for that. It's kind of thinking about possibilities that are, for lack of a better term, like in this moment, outside the box. Sorry. And just opening yourself up to kind of like creative possibilities. And some things, whereas maybe if you're more of a practical person, like now is a good month to just sit back and allow some possibilities that you might not normally entertain to take shape and see what those end up looking like. So with that, I will end the reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love if you considered subscribing to the channel. Then if you hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified as soon as I upload a new video for the month ahead, which I'll always do before the first of the month that I'm covering, so that you have a good amount of time to digest all that's happening in your reading for the month ahead. So that's it for August 2018, and I will pause this and then pan down so that you can also get a look at the 3 cards and the animal spirit card, just for your own reference, because it's helpful to see visually for me that way too. So that's it. Bye, Sagittarius. So there you can see the full spread. Sorry, I had my finger there. It's a little bit of a glare, but I think you get the picture. Thanks for tuning in. See you next month, Sag.